Welcome back to GameSpot's continuing coverage of E3 2014. I've made the transition. GameSpot stage over there, Samsung stage over here. And we're nearly done. We got about, 4 or 5 hours left. We still got a bunch of great games coming up. Air Mech Arena, Nosgoth, Codename Steam, which was announced by Nintendo yesterday. But I'm very happy to be joined by John Needham, head of Lionhead. Sir.
Great to be here.
Nice
Thank you
to
very
meet
much.
you. Fable Legends, you guys have been showing it off. I think you did a good job of explaining it at the conference on Monday.
At the keynote.
But for the folks who don't know anything about this game, how is it different from the Fable games they've seen in the past?
We're calling it a multiplayer online quest adventure game. So it features 4-player co-op as heroes against the villain player who's a real player masterminding the game against the heroes.
So you are playing as one individual person, but you're teaming up with 3 other human characters.
Yeah, or human characters, or you can play the game single player as well with AI companions and an AI villain. Or you and I could go in and we could play with 2 AI companions and an AI villain. Any combination works.
So you could you go in and just be the villain?
Yeah, you could do that too.
Well?
In fact, we'll probably use that as part of the training for villain mode.
Right. Yeah, of course. Okay, so Fable is a game that a lot of people associate with I am creating this character, I live inside of this world, and then I venture outwards and go on quests as I see fit. This is much more of a directed focus kind of game in terms of the quests and dungeons. It's kind of like a dungeon crawler in a way.
Well, I would say it's closer actually to traditional Fable. I mean, I like to describe the game as take traditional Fable, bolt this new modern multiplayer onto it, and that's Fable Legends. So there is a narrative in the game, an arcing storyline. It takes place over a series of episodes, so it's very much like a TV program. There'll be 15 episodes in a season. They're about half an hour a piece, and you'll play through those with your buds or not against real villains. So,
cool. How are you going to be releasing those? Will it be in one chunk of 15?
So yeah,
or
we'll have a big chunk at launch, and then we're a service-based game, so we've got a 5 to 10 year plan for Fable Legends. We're going to continue to release episodes, new content, new features as we go.
Cool. I want the folks at home to know that if you have any questions at all, please at Danny O'Dwyer on Twitter, and I'll do my best to get them over to John. So, in terms of the Fable lore, because I've already had a bunch on Twitter asking about that, this is set 400 years prior to the first game, is that correct?
The first game. Yeah, I mean, we saw Fable 3, and it got very kind of steampunk, a lot of technology. We wanted to take it back to a time in the history where there was a lot more magic. The world was a lot darker, more dangerous. Heroes had to band together and go out and adventure together in the world. And it's kind of the whole storyline's around the rise of the heroes in the Fable universe. But while it's all dark and dangerous, it's not that serious. We want to keep all that English charm and humor in the game. Everything that Fable fans really love about Fable.
Which is something you're used to after you've been living in London for a while now,
yes,
right?
I've gotten a ton of that over the past year. But I'm a huge fan. You know, I've been a huge fan of the Fable franchise since Fable 2. In fact, I didn't really like Fable 1 when it came out. We did a remaster version this last year. I played through it a couple times. It's amazing. So, and it was great grounding for the team, really, to revisit Fable 1. But we're all just super Fable nerds.
Cool. I think we can take a look at some gameplay of it as well here, which might give context for the folks at home. So, can you just talk about the moment-to-moment action, what's happening here?
Yeah, sure. This is the beginning of an adventure. It's called Moon on a Stick. The group of heroes is trying to progress through the level to get a relic, the Moon on a Stick. This character that we're following right now is Sterling. Sterling is kind of your classic rogue-like character. Does a lot of damage, but he can't take a punch at all. Sterling, not playing too smartly here, should probably stay with the members of the party because he really, like as I mentioned, can't take much damage. This character at the bottom of the hill is Winter. She's a character of will. She's kind of a support class in the game. She freezes creatures, and then damage dealers come in, they clean them up.
These 4 characters, are they preset? Does everyone who joins the party have to pick one of those?
Well, it's not. So we have 6 characters, 6 heroes we're showing at the show. We'll have a lot more for release. And you'll take those characters, you'll level them up, you'll customize them with weapons and armor. We'll have skill trees for them, so you can really make them your own. We'll have a haircutting salon in the main town that you can go in. You can change your appearance to. So it's very much like original Fable with more heroes, because it's really about the rise of the heroes.
Excellent.
And what you're seeing now is the villain is doing a very common tactic, dropping a bunch of smoke bombs on the heroes, then letting loose with a bunch of creatures. There's probably some mines that were in there. And there's an artillery red cap. That's the creatures you're seeing right now. These red caps, they dip their caps in pools of blood. That's kind of the story.
That's kind of messed up.
Yeah, it's a little gross. And this is a Puck. Puck is a really dangerous character. It can go invisible and ambush heroes. Does a ton of damage.
Unless you freeze his ass.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good thing that Winter showed up, because Sterling would have a tough time against Puck one-on-one.
Cool. So the challenge in this game, you said that the episodes are going to be about 30 minutes each. What does that present in terms of replayability and difficulty?
Yeah, I mean, that is the great thing about the villain mode. So the villain, you'll see it in a second, lays down all the creatures in the map, can take the creatures and target certain heroes, has abilities like being able to raise and lower gates and separate the heroes from their group. So a lot of different variety, of experience when you go in. And plus, we'll have a bunch of heroes, different combinations to go play through these adventures. There'll be a lot of loot drops that you'll be getting as you play through them.
Excellent.
So a ton of replayability.
I'm getting a bunch of questions in already. I just want to get through a couple of them here. James is asking, what platforms is this out on? It obviously looks gorgeous, but I know Surface is involved as well.
Xbox One, we're really focused on right now. The power of the box, we're using Unreal 4. We actually had Tim Sweeney from Epic out to the studio like 6 months ago, because we're one of the earlier developers on Unreal 4.
Yeah.
He said we had the best foliage he's ever seen. So we're very proud of our foliage.
I bet he says that to all.
When Tim Sweeney says that, you know.
So there won't be any 360 version of Fable Legends?
No,
okay,
no,
cool.
It's Xbox One.
And then, for instance, the villain stuff, can that be done on Xbox One as well, or is that exclusively for Surface?
In fact, we're trying to build a couch client as well for villain.
Okay.
We don't have a solution yet, but we'll have it by the time we get to launch, where a player can play on a couch as villain on a mobile device against someone sitting in the room playing a hero on their Xbox One.
Excellent.
So this mode, just real quick, this is the villain perspective. So it's very top-down perspective, kind of RTS style.
Isometric.
You can see him moving creatures around the map. And the interface, this was tricky actually, trying to map RTS-style controls to a controller. And we went through a few iterations, and I think we've come up with something that's pretty great and easy to learn. So on the left-hand side, you see the heroes. They're all on the D-pad. On the right-hand side are all the creatures. They're on the face buttons. So you can select a hero with the D-pad, then select creatures, and the creatures will attack that hero. So it's one of the tactics that a villain can use to try to wear the heroes down. And this game is it's a game of attrition. So the villain, they have a bunch of creatures. They're just trying to do as much damage to the heroes as they can until the final engagement, where the big monster comes out and hopefully the villain kills the heroes.
I'm getting a sort of, perhaps it's appropriate, I'm getting sort of a Dungeon Keeper vibe.
Totally.
Considering Lionhead's pedigree.
Exactly. Deep in our heritage. You can call this kind of a Lionhead mashup, right?
Yeah.
We're taking all of our experience in God games and Fable, and we're mashing them together.
I've got a bunch more questions here. It feels like everyone is asking a question that I was asking when I was watching the trailer. And Moneystick, I'm going to give a shout out today on this one. Will there be any chicken chasing or chicken kicking?
So we have this town, Bright Lodge. It's the central hub in the world. It's gorgeous. You will be farting, doing emotes on other NPCs and people, real people too. We're going to have your friends flowing through Bright Lodge. Chicken kicking, it's all there. All those classic kind of Fable tropes that you want.
I don't think there was a chicken kick in the trailer, though.
There wasn't. We're saving that.
Was that intentional?
We're saving that.
Because everyone walked past the chicken, and I was like, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. No, all right.
We have some next-gen chicken kicking that we'll be announcing soon.
Tim Sweeney says it's the best chicken kicking he's seen in Unreal before.
Exactly. So Bright Lodge is... it's really cool. It's a social hub. We'll have mini games there that players can play. It's kind of the place they can go chill out. All the simmy elements that you love about Fable will happen there. And you'll have a ton of NPCs with character like you're used to. Be picking up local barmaids in the pub there, doing all that sort of thing, which I particularly love.
Will you have a house or anything like that? That's another sort of staple.
We haven't figured out housing yet. Obviously, we want to do that. That's a big part of the Fable experience as well. It'll come at some point. But a cool thing is, with your friends being in the game, they'll actually flow through your Bright Lodge. That's where you'll group up and you'll go out on adventures together. And that all happens in the cloud. So it's one of the cool things working on Xbox One. They have this amazing live and cloud infrastructure that we can use for features like that.
Excellent. John Needham from Lionhead Studios, an absolute pleasure having you on the show for Fable Legends. When is it out? And again, on what
platforms? So we are going into beta this fall. Go to fablelegends.com, sign up, and when the game's awesome, we'll release.
Awesome. So much designer pedigree. We've got Andrew Zabaki up next with Grey Goo, of course, the Westwood veteran himself. But stick around. We'll be back with that in about 5 minutes' time. I believe Lisa is checking out Destiny.